Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. So in this video I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys what current profitability numbers look like for Ethereum mining, as well as showing you guys a little basic analysis that I did regarding older cards, because given the fact that profitability is so low and it's been so low for several weeks now, it got me to thinking, well, how long can I really expect my cards to mine profitably for? Like how many years? So I decided to look at what other older cards are doing and seeing, like, are those still profitable? So I'll show you guys a couple of cases that I came up with. So first of all, let's go back to my Ethermine page so we can look at those profitability numbers. So here we are on that page, and as we can see, for the past 24 hours, my equipment has been hashing at an average rate of 218.7 mega hash per second, pretty close to my actual, which is somewhere between 220 to 225 mega hash per second. So based on this hash rate for the past 24 hours, 218.7, as well as the current difficulty of mining Ether, and the current pricing of Ether, what is my estimated revenue for the upcoming month? Let's go ahead and check that out. And it is currently at $247.89. So again, this is below the historical average. So again, it's not a great number, but we are more than paying off our electricity bill. Definitely. Even if you're in just about everywhere in the US except for Hawaii, you're paying off your electricity bill at these rates. But again, for the past 7 days or so, this number has pretty much stayed between 240 to about 270. So it hasn't really moved much, but it has recovered from what it was looking like about 2 weeks ago. It got down to like 210, I believe, or 220. So it's recovered a little bit, but it's still not where we would like it to be. At these rates, you're still looking at above more than 3 years, more than a 3-year break-even period on equipment, and just about anywhere in the US. So because we're looking at such long break-even periods right now, I figured, can I expect my equipment to be mining for 3, 4, 5 years, assuming they don't break down? So I pulled up some info on older generation cards. In particular, I pulled up this blog post or post on Steemit, and this guy, he pretty much shared all of the hashing rate for several NVIDIA cards on Ethereum. So the first card we're going to look at is the 970, the GTX 970. So as we can see, it gets about 19 mega hash per second. Then I also went ahead and pulled up the specification sheet from NVIDIA's website right here. And we can see how the max power draw that it requires is 145 watts. So based on these numbers, I went ahead and plugged these in, 19 and 145. We can see that the US average, at the US average electricity price, we are profitable on this card. And as a matter of fact, even if we were in California, this card would be mining profitably. It would be more than paying off for its electricity bill at these rates. And for all intents and purposes, California pretty much encompasses the whole nation, because the only states that have electricity rates higher than California are Alaska and Hawaii. And those states have they're very low, they have very low populations. So I mean, if you're mining profitably in California with their really high electricity rate, you're pretty much profitable anywhere in the US. So yeah, that card is still profitable, that GTX 970. And then we can see that it was released in... That card was released in September of 2014, which was about 3.5 years ago. So that card, had you bought it on at the day that it was released, or roughly around there, 3.5 years later, it's still mining. It's still mining profitably, assuming it didn't break down or something. So that's the other question, right? Does this equipment last 3 to 4 years? Or rather, does it last this long without breaking down? But it is still mining profitably. So that's just one example. The second example, the second and last example we'll go over is the 780 Ti. So the 780 Ti, we can see here that it hashes Ethereum at 22 megahash per second. And then again, we go to NVIDIA's specification sheets. And the 780 Ti is right here. And we can see that its max power draw is 250 watts. So let's go ahead and plug those numbers in. 22 megahash per second at 250 watts. So this card is actually not profitable in California. And even at my electricity rate, it is not profitable. But at the US average, it is profitable. Even at 13 cents, at 14 is where it becomes unprofitable. So for most parts of the US, this card is still profitable as well. Not everywhere, but most parts it is. And then this card is even older. Let's go ahead and check out that card, GTX 780 Ti. This card was released in November of 2013, which was 4.5 years ago. So this card, which is 4.5 years old, assuming it still runs, is still profitable in most of the US. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to share with you guys, which I consider this to be good news, because it shows that the 10 series that I currently have and that I imagine a lot of miners have right now, since it is still the latest generation of cards. It shows that they should, assuming they're still functioning in several years, they should be able to mine profitably. I predict all of 2018, all of 2019, and all of 2020. Beyond that, who knows? But yeah, they should still be profitable for 3 more years. So even if you're starting today, day one mining on a brand new 10 series rig, I would imagine you probably are going to break even on that equipment, especially once the profitability gets back, because again, we're below the historical average profitability of mining Ether. So I do expect that to eventually come back up a little bit. So yeah, that's all for the video for today. Just to recap, profitability is still below average, but we are still more than paying off for electricity. And it looks like GPUs are able to mine for beyond 3-4 years profitably, and I expect that trend to continue. Alright, as always, let me know if you guys have any questions, and make sure to please subscribe and hit that, smash that like button.